Welcome to the January 26th meeting of the Columbia Rotary Club in our 100th year of service and the last for this sorry president. We'll begin today with our national anthem. Rusty and Jim will lead us in that. Without a flag.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose cross stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets red from the first beginning gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This president is much relieved our guest speaker just walked in the door. We will now, with a little peace in my body, have an invitation.
With so many guests here today, I think it's a good reminder that Rotary is a non-sectarian organization, but whatever your faith is, you can be it fully and enter into it fully. And so I'm going to pray in the name of Jesus, if you don't mind. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, we've reached the end of another Rotary year, and transition that takes place every year is always a challenge to those that are coming in, and there's anticipation and concern, but Lord, somehow just the idea of service and working together just works everything out. So I pray for Carrie, just that you would keep her settled. Pray that we'll have just a great transition, and you'll bless John for all he's done for us this past year. Lord, we do think with our speaker here today, the example that we all set out there in the community, so I pray that we as Rotarians would remember that hard work and sacrifice and really diligence is going to make a change in our community like no other. So I pray for all of us in that stead. I pray also that today you bless this food, this time together. Lord, I pray in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Hal, and Jim, and Rusty. All right. We've got a lot to do today, so we're going to move pretty fast. I hope you'll be patient with that. The first thing I want to tell you is that a group of your fellow Rotarians went to work last week at Harvest Hope Food Bank. We had a great time. We packed and paid for 400 boxes of food that will be shipped out to Fairfield County. It was a lot of fun. We did a joint venture with the Main Street Rotary Club, and it was great to get to do something with another club in town. We had a lot of fun together. We will also give Harvest Hope another $1,200 to buy a badly needed sump pump. A portion of their building floods in real heavy rain times, and they need a pump to help solve that problem, and so we will take care of that need for them as well. Harvest Hope. I do want to mention the blood drive. All of you have these little flyers on your table. The blood drive is this Thursday at Columbia Convention Center, so I hope you'll pay attention, and those of you who can and are willing to take the time to donate blood, please do so. I would like to have all of our visitors and visiting Rotarians and guests stand. For the sake of time, we're just going to do a one-time introduction, so if you would all stand and let our members welcome you to the club today. I want to thank you for being with us today and joining in this wonderful day. I would like to we have one guest that came particularly far to be with us today. It came from Liège, Belgium. And so I would like to introduce this gentleman who spent, he says, 4 of the best years of his life here in Columbia as a student at the University of South Carolina. He's the past president of the Liège, Belgium Club, Rotary Club, and he is currently the district president of the Paul Harris Society. He and I are going to exchange flags. Okay. All right. Hello? That works, okay.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Good. That was so nice. He also got us a book about Liège, Belgium. Wrote a very nice message in there about how much Columbia, South Carolina meant to him during those 4 years that he was there. You want to say hello?
Yeah, the reason I came to Columbia because I'm an alumni from South Carolina. I graduated in 1981, and that was actually, but I enjoyed the city. I enjoy living here, I enjoy studying here, and I'm here today. Tomorrow I'll be in Greenville where I was born. So I say, my mother was from Liège, passed away. My father went after the Battle of the Bulge. You know, my father went to 3 years, met my mother, and when he left. When I was a kid, so I was raised by my mother's family, with my French accent. Okay. But I've been working in the States for 30 years. So I've been in Florida, I worked in New York, Washington, Atlanta, and so on. But I've visited Columbia a few times for business, but you know, quick, in that time. And I was a chance to see again one or two best friends. Well, in Columbia was better friends of one. The other one was like me, Albert, an American, when he passed away at 62, so I got to see his grave after I finished the meeting here, so sad and fondly unable to see him again. So, okay, but I enjoy to be, and the honor for me to be in Columbia. Give the book to the president, and thank you very much. Welcome.
Thank you for being here.
How do you say go Gamecocks, Bill?
Are there any game guys? Anyway, the next thing I want to do, I want to introduce Rex Wilson, who made a promise to you a short time ago, and he's going to keep that promise right now. Very quickly, he's going to keep that promise.
No, really, it's going to be quick. 8 weeks ago, Beth Dendorf was here, and I was doing the health and happiness, and I promised you that I would deliver Frank Martin. You may remember that. I had raided the treasury for $50,000, and he agreed to come. And so, without further ado, here's Frank Martin.
Thank you all for having me. My goals since the last time I spoke here were to develop young men with character, not just to develop good basketball players. After accomplishing that, so far, I do believe, and making a Final Four run, I do believe certain things are in order if Ray Tanner's on top. My goals in coming to South Carolina were clear. I saw the potential in the program, and the great fan base. I did not, however, foresee coming all this way to be the second best basketball coach at my school. In the news, you all might have seen Sin Darius was drafted by the LA Clippers. He's now going to play for the only franchise far enough away not to hear my voice. I want to thank the president for having me today. I have something in common with all of you people. I have a great new group of players to work with. I'm very excited. Much like how you'll be excited to get a new president. As much fun as this is, I do believe I may be running out of time. Rex, you remind me of why I wanted to coach at the University of South Carolina, the Gamecocks. The people here will say and do just about anything to get you to like them. And on behalf of all of you people, to Rex, my one piece of advice: less is more. Now take a seat and get out of my face. Just to be able to be myself for just a minute, on behalf of all my friends and all the fans out there, the Final Four run was really special to me. My friend Sean Lanier was one of the ones that passed away in that tragic boating accident on Lake Murray. And I had a get-together starting around the Baylor game. And he was there along with all of our friends, and we enjoyed that run. And you just need to know that, the impact that your success and your team had, it brings people together, very literally. And I was able to share with so many of my friends the last couple of memories that we had with our friend Sean as we saw us proceed all the way to Gonzaga. I know all of you can share that those memories are going to last with us for a lifetime. Thank you.
When you allow one of those things to come on stage. We got through that. We all right, Coach? Okay, sorry. All right. I think that's all the business. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this year for me. This 100th year of our club's history has been real special to me. It's been a little bit overwhelming. Some of you say I bit off more than I could chew this year. That's probably right, but I'm still chewing, and I'm going to try to finish everything I started before the next few weeks. So I am truly honored and privileged to have had the opportunity to serve this club as your president during our centennial year. It's made it even more special than it would be in a normal year. It's been very rewarding for me to have the opportunity to have some small bearing on the future of our club. In any organization like this, making changes and trying to turn things in one direction or another is kind of like trying to turn the Titanic. And so we've made some slow, probably almost imperceptible changes to you. But they are changes nonetheless. With the thoughtful guidance from our board and the very helpful consideration and advice of our council of past presidents, we were able to modify some programs and to embark on some new Rotary service endeavors. You have heard me say before, and I will say it again very loudly, the Columbia Rotary Club has the power to be a juggernaut in the area of service to humanity. We've laid the groundwork for that to become a reality this year, and if future presidents and boards wish to move in that direction, it is my opinion that we should not relinquish that opportunity in future years. Because of the above-mentioned changes and because of our Centennial Fund, we've been able to undertake a few projects this year that we would not have been able to do otherwise. We will be the sponsoring club for a $45,000 clean water project in a small impoverished village in Peru. We have sponsored an incoming international exchange student, something which we haven't done for many years in this club, and will put us in a position to send a student out from Columbia in year after this. We've been the sponsors, one of the sponsors of a memorial to our past president, Jack Van Loan, in 5 Points. And we have just sponsored an outstanding young student from Eau Claire High School in the Rotary Youth Leadership Academy, something that I don't know we've ever done before. And this is an outstanding young man who will take advantage of this opportunity. There's a lot more that you should know about our club and the things we did this year, but we really don't have the time to go there and explore that. It's time to move on, but we'll do some communications because you need to know about the things that your club is doing in some detail, and I'll make sure that that information gets out to you. The first thing I want to do now, or the most important thing I want to do, is thank some people that have made this year possible and helping make it a very special year. And I first want to thank my family because for the last 2 years I've been missing in action for some of our family functions and other things that have happened because of responsibilities to this club. And I want to thank first my son JJ, who's come back to Columbia to help me with some difficult business issues that are going on, and I really appreciate that help's given me some time to do the things that I've needed to do here. And I especially want to thank my wife Betsy, who's put up with my missing in action situations and with a lot of the late nights and other things that have been part of this job, and trips to Charleston and seminars and so forth and so on. So I have a special recognition for her because of her patience and cooperation with me during this year. I want to present her with a Paul Harris Fellow, and so I will do that now. That's important. You may not know that.
I
But
know,
that's
it is important, thank you.
Not everybody has one of those. My family members have been more understanding than I deserve, I want to tell you that. I also want to thank the people who play an important role in putting these meetings together on a weekly basis. You won't believe how many people are actually involved in making this happen. It seems kind of seamless to you, but there's a lot of behind-the-scenes action that makes it happen. Debbie McDonald kind of is one of those people who does many essential things that help us run this club smoothly, and does so quietly with grace. And I thank Debbie. Is Debbie in the room? Is she in here? Okay, bring her in. I want to be sure and thank her personally. Our Sergeant-at-Arms David Jameson, Tom Counts are here every week and are here to make it easy for us to get in, get out, bring our guests in, and keep track of the business of our club. Bob Diggle is also one of those Sergeant-at-Arms, and Bob is the guy who verifies that all of you who are participating in the meeting are reminded on Monday that you're supposed to be here to do that. And that is a huge help, Bob. Thank you very much. I want to thank people who arrange the weekly performances, that folks that come up here on stage. Oh, there, Dave and Tom back there too. David, thank you all. Scheduling of folks who come up on the stage and tell you what's happening. Our wonderful piano player, Rusty DePaz, who is here unfailingly and even knows how to play the Australian national anthem. Arranged all of the invitations for us this year, has done a few himself, but has made sure there's always somebody here to do the invocation. Is John here? Don't see John, but John's a huge help to me. He's Johnny on the spot with having that person in line. Bob Crutchfield, Health and Happiness. Is Bob here? Yeah, there's Bob. Bob, thank you. Karen Blackman handles the greeters, and is Karen here? So there she is. I would like to introduce to you, and I'm going to ask them all to stand, the board members who have served this year so supportively and intelligently. So as I read your name, if you all would stand, and then I'd like the club to give all of the board members a round of applause, if you would. our past president, Mark Sullivan, our new president, Kerry Powers, our president-elect, Stephen Creech, our board advisor, John Durst, our treasurer, Bill Francis, our secretary, Melinda McCoskey, who does some really good notes. I want to tell you minutes. Bob Borum, Libby Gober, Robert Goins, Jack Sloan, Glenn Ward, and Bob Diggle. Well, Bob's not on the board, excuse me. He's on the list, the email list. But anyway, please help me thank these people. I also real quickly want to thank our committee chairs because some of them have done a huge amount of work this year. And I'll read them all off and let you give us one round of applause for the group if you don't mind. Trevor Bowers of membership, Adam Jordan on the foundation, Steve Bryant, CART, Alan Roberson, exchange student program, Jack Sloan, bell ringers, and as you know, that's like herding cats. Jack's one of the best cat herders ever. Mason Hardy, blood drive, and a great member recruiter. Mason, I want to thank you for both of those things. But the lady who's really done a yeoman's job this year is Kay Shaw. We really reformulated the scholarship committee, and Kay was very outstanding to work with this year. I don't think Kay's here today, but we've really reorganized a lot of things about that, and we will soon get some information out to you about how our scholarship students are going to be more involved with our clubs, and that's been one of the criticisms. We give a scholarship and they kind of disappear, but we've had a great time working together to make all this happen. I'm really excited about where our scholarship program is going in the future, and I see Kathy back there. Kathy's worked a lot on it as well, but Kay's the chairperson of that. And I also want to thank Kay for arranging that trip to Boeing. That was really an outstanding visit. Those of you who went really appreciated it, I'm sure. I want to offer my heartfelt gratitude to Ann Walker and her Centennial Committee for the amazing job they did preparing for our Centennial celebration. That was huge. That was a really big thing to put together. They did a great job. It was a wonderful event. Scared me to death when our speaker was an hour and a half late getting there, but he made it and we got it all done. Ann Matthews, who's not a member of our club, but a great Rotarian, made it possible for us to have the Rotary International President, John Germ, at that event. And last but not least, I want to thank Cal Sewell and all of his wonderful staff here for making these lunches of ours as pleasant and enjoyable as they are. So with that, I say thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. I am going to pass on whatever challenges are left to a lady who has great skills, great leadership skills, great administrative skills, and we are putting our club in good hands. And I am now going to pass this little thing that rings the bell over to Kerry Powers and wish her Godspeed in her year.
Thank you, Past President John. That sounds really good, doesn't it? I'd like to present you with this as a token of all of our gratitude for what you have done for us this year. This is your plaque for your past president, and your diamond pin. It'll look really nice on your lapel.
Oh, thank you very
Yes,
much.
so.
Thank you.
All right, so I know you guys are all here to hear Coach Martin speak, so I'm going to get through my remarks as quickly as I can. Stephen, next year you get 5 minutes, just like I get 5 minutes, right? So first I want to acknowledge some folks who are here to support me today who are not in this club. My husband Kelly, who is everybody knows my husband Kelly. He is the brick and mortar, and Betsy will tell you that, the spouse is pretty important when it comes to this job, because you can't do this job without a good support system. So I hear that I'm not very easy to live with, so all of you give my husband a round of applause. Kathy Robinson, who came up here from Atlanta to be with me today. My mom and I kind of grew up together, and she was very young when she had me, and so she used to do cartwheels down the sidewalk when she was walking me home from school, and so she has raised 4 children, and she's enjoying the 5.5 grandchildren that she has now. And she's my hero and amazing, and I love you so much, Mom. Thank you for being here. Chamber family who are here, some of whom are in the club. Nathan Valentine is in our club, but my chamber family who, Jeremiah, thank you for allowing the ladies to shut the chamber today and come and support me. That means a lot. So love you guys. Love you guys. Thank you for being here, from driving all the way up here. I just appreciate it. So I just attended the international conference a couple of weeks ago, and one of the icebreakers that a lot of the Rotarians would ask is, what was your path to Rotary? And I think that my path started many years ago when I was a radio rep, and I was having my monthly luncheon with Jack Van Loan in his little private booth in Delaney's. And a lot of us have been in that private booth before, right? And I can remember he wore me down and wore me down and wore me down until I could not think of another excuse to not join this club. And he said, Carrie, gosh, in his little way that he talks, it'll change your life. And he was right. He was absolutely right that Rotary changed my life. Without this club, I would not know most of you, probably wouldn't have a lot of business interaction with most of you. And some of you in this club have become close friends and confidants, definitely business mentors, role models that I look up to in my life. And so sure, Rotary has changed my life in that way. I saw Tom Ledbetter walk in, and he's definitely one of my business mentors. And I think without Rotary, I would never have been chosen for my job at the Irmo Chamber, because there were certainly people that were a little more qualified than I was to take on that role, but as a Rotarian, it kind of vetted me with some of the other folks on the board. So in that way, it changed my life. And so, with that being said, I've been trying to think about what to say to you guys for about 18 months, because this is a long, drawn-out process to be president of this club, right? And so I've heard all the little jokes over the last 18 months, and you guys know what these are, oh, do I owe you, condolences, or do I owe you congratulations? We've all heard that one. And then the good one is, oh, so you don't have to book the speakers anymore? That's like the worst job in Rotary, right? Yes, it is. Let me tell you. So, Stephen, you just have fun with that. And the best one, really, though, is, so you're the one that didn't say no. And we've all heard that. All the past presidents have heard that. And maybe some of that is true. But truly, I'm honored to be standing here in front of you. I'm honored that you elected me to be the 101st president of this club. Wow, that sounds pretty amazing. 101 is what y'all can call me from now on. I'm following in the footsteps of some of the greatest individuals that I've known. And, while I'm not standing here because I'm a woman, I would lose my woman card if I did not at least pay homage to the 3 women who came before me. Dr. Evelyn Berry, who was our first female president, Ms. Ann Walker, who has been an amazing support for me, and I love you so much, thank you. And Ms. Robin Gorman, who I saw walk in the door, thank you for coming to be here today. All 3 of these women are amazing, and the 2 of them have reached out to me from the very moment that I was announced as your new president. So thanks to you ladies, and I hope to make you proud. In closing, so that we can get to Coach Martin. I have a few goals that I'd like to work on this year. I'd like to increase our membership and continue to bring some of the best individuals in Columbia into this club. I want to serve our community in a meaningful, impactful, sustainable way. Boots on the ground, sleeves rolled up, a little bit of elbow grease. And I'd like to work alongside President-elect Stephen Creech and the rest of my amazing board to try to continue to bring you good programs and a worthwhile meeting every week so that you want to come here and you want to be here and it's worth an hour and a half of your Monday. And so I want to have a little bit of fun. I mean, I'm fun, you know, so that's what we're going to do. So I'm going to call, I guess, Catherine Davis up here now. But let's have a great year of Rotary. Okay?
Good afternoon. Francisco Jose Frank Martin, born in Miami, Florida, of Cuban parents, making him the first American-born member of his family. In the event that there might be one or two people in here, and they might be back there, I don't know, but in the event that you don't know who our speaker is for today, we are honored to have the head coach for the University of South Carolina's men's basketball team since 2012. What a way to end our Martin, who is my guest today and who I will ask for you to see her solely stand up and give her a welcome. And in the 12 years that they have been married, they have borne 3 children, Christian, Amalia, and Brandon. And together the Martins have become fixtures in our community by always finding meaningful ways to give back to and develop others in our community through their committed work. His coaching career is noted for being a program builder, and here in South Carolina his success continues to be quite impressive. He has taken the Gamecocks back to the NCAA tournament for the first time in 13 years. He has had more than 20 wins in 2 consecutive seasons. His passion, fire, and relentless intensity has generated a successful enthusiasm in our Gamecock crowds, and more importantly, for his team members for whom he coaches. For having a cumulative grade point average of 3.0 or more or higher for the 5th time, and 6 student athletes were able to be named the SEC Winter Academic Honor Roll, and 4 of them to the SEC First Year Academic.
How excited you are about your players coming in.
Yeah, it's and that's a true story about the Duke game. You know, my Perry Clark on my bench said, Frank, he just waved his team off, talking about Krzyzewski, because he kind of told them don't foul. I was like, I don't care. We need to do this the right way. Somehow they're going to score 9 points in the last 20 seconds. But our teams, I love our team. The most difficult, points, rebounds, statistics, stuff that are numbers, all that's easy to replace. Now, having character, courage, selflessness, the traits that you got to have to succeed, those are hard to replace. Well, here's the great thing. We got Rolf Elder, Hassani Gravett, and Corey Holt. Those 3 guys. Why do I say those 3 guys? Because everyone says, oh, you lose Sindarius, Dwayne, BJ. Absolutely. You lose Justin. Absolutely. It's going to be hard. Those guys were like not only great players, but they were also what there was about. Well, guess what? Those 3 guys had to practice against them every single day. So they had to deal with that every single day. So they've learned to understand how hard it is to win. And they've gotten a taste of success. That's a lot of problems. And I'm not trying to go back to society. I'm not trying, but it's reality because it's the life I've lived. once you taste a little success, you get a little easier for people to deal with. When you're just dealing with failure, you don't want to hear anything. When you taste success, you're like, ooh, help me out, because I want to go back there. And you learn how important it is that you all get along, and that you accept everything that comes with your job. And those guys understand it, and they've had to practice against those guys every day. Chris Silva, my co-star, will be so much better. So much better. They're both real good players. We went to the Final Four because they were good, not in spite of them. And then, Kadeem Gee is just in our workouts right now. That burden that comes with the season for those first-year guys off his shoulders, he's so much better at what he's doing right now. And then to that, you start adding the first-year guys. Felipe Haas, 6'10", really shoots the ball. It might be the best shooter that I've had since I've been here. Can really pass the ball. Jason Cudd from Socastee High School, Myrtle Beach. You guys, how many of you watched Gonzaga game? You remember their center? Well, that's Jason Cudd. That's how big that young man is.
I hope he doesn't whine like that guy.
Once again, I'm bringing you in. They can say you're the bad guy, not me. And then Justin Minaya, just 6'6", unbelievable talent. David Beatty, he's Sendarius, that mindset, that toughness all over again. We've got things in place that help you win, which are selflessness, character, leadership. We've got all the positive things. Now what we have to do is keep getting better, stay connected, and then when next year gets here, who's going to take ownership like Sendarius would during difficult times? Who's going to take ownership like Dwayne? Remember Dwayne wasn't making shots? And everyone in the media do you plan on benching him? I'm like, please. I'm glad you're not coaching. Aren't you glad they weren't coaching the team? So who's going to earn those moments that there's no way to prepare for that until you're actually in it. So that's coming. I like the guys we got in place to take care of those moments for us. Thank you, guys.
In lieu of time, we have no time, we're way over time, and I'm sorry, but I wasn't ringing the bell on Frank Martin, so we're going to go ahead and end the meeting, and we'll see y'all on July 10th.